Hey, it's John Terry with Vision Advisors, and welcome to another Insight with Vision. I'm very excited today to have with me in studio Susie Bills, and we're going to talk about a unique feature called the Social RX Agency. Yeah, it was a great move, Susie, in pulling that up. That was perfect. For those of you that have been looking for and really struggling with the technology challenge that many of us in this industry face, because for a lot of us, we've got to face it. This is new technology and something we haven't used before. But we know from this COVID pandemic that we're still dealing with here in the United States and around the world that consumer buying patterns have changed. And consumers have changed in how they want to do business. Many of them have migrated to the social media world. They're interacting with their kids, their grandkids, and their great grandkids. And they are more often more adept and functional in this than many folks in the financial services industry. And one of the areas that we've been continually asked for is, John, is there a good source that we can go to and find an organization that can help us manage and really take our social media and turn that into a marketing machine that creates results? And I'm pleased to say today that we've got somebody that can do that for us. So without further ado, Susie, thank you for joining us, and I look forward to having you share what you bring to the table and how it can help the financial advisors that we work with across the country.
Perfect. Thank you, John. Hello, everybody. Susie Bills, Social RX Agency. And exactly what John was talking about. In the last few years, it's become very apparent that social media is where people are turning, right? To check you out, to find out more information about products, about people, things like that. And so it's really important to have a great online presence and setting you up as the professional that you are, positioning you in that way, having people be able to learn about you before they actually reach out to you. So that is kind of the foundational part of social media, that no matter where somebody goes to check you out, that you have a presence there and it's professional. And that's what we do at Social RX for all of our professional clients. So, like we were just talking, social media is an essential part of your marketing plan. Where people have trouble and struggle is that you are already busy, right? So social media can be so overwhelming for people, especially if you're new it, like a lot of us are. We didn't maybe grow up with it. So it is something that we had to learn or not. And if we haven't, we find ourselves at this place where we're just overwhelmed, not really sure. If we are doing something, it's not really being used to our advantage. Right? So million things, running a business, it's hard enough to do that and keep up without having to worry about your social media. So figuring out what to post, figuring out who you're trying to speak to, your gene, who you want to attract, because part of social media, having your presence, is about attracting the right type of person to you. So that's really, really important. And that's going to be different for everybody. So that's where customization of your social media content really, really comes in. And we create customized content for you specifically and post it daily to your platforms, Monday through Friday. And the platforms that we typically do for professional, definitely a Facebook business page, a LinkedIn profile, and then an Instagram professional account if you are interested in that as well. And we post that every day for you, so you don't have to think about anything. It's just done. It's being done for you automatically, and really setting up that positioning for you. So we create custom branded content for you. So this is just an example of a real estate professional that we do some branding for. As you can tell, it shows his picture, but he has a certain style going, right? Certain colors. He has his logo, things like that. You really want to make sure when somebody lands on any of your social profiles that you have a style, a theme going that represents you and who you are and kind of what you're about. And in that content, we can definitely, we can promote your products, your services, anything that you want to talk about, but we also want to share just general interesting information to people as well. We don't want to overwhelm with just sales graphics. That's never a great idea. People will just ignore that. So to give you an idea of some branded themes, right? So this is kind of an outdoor style, outdoor lifestyle. You may love sports and maybe you want your content to kind of show a little bit of your personality and what you're about aside from just business, right? We're trying to create that connection between people and you, and you know, if you're interested in sports, or if you're somebody that is into luxury homes, luxury lifestyle, or you just want a certain color theme that kind of represents what you like. It's really, really important to have that branding element, your content, because that's going to differentiate you from everybody else that's out there. And then part we do as well is lead generation. So once we have established your media platforms, and we are consistently putting content out there daily, right? And people are starting to pay attention to what we're doing. They're starting to see your content in the feeds and things like that. And we can, and we do, we send out 200 marketing messages on behalf every month. We typically do this mostly through LinkedIn. If you're somebody who does not have a audience on LinkedIn, or it's very small, we will use those 200 messages to send connection requests to people targeted that we think would be great people for you to be connected with. And so we do actually for most where we send messages, but once you have a great audience going, then we can send short messages to them on your behalf every month. And that has created some really great lead generation for a lot of our clients that have really, has really resulted in monetary gains and really on our product. Whoops, I'm sorry. My finger got a little excited. Uh-oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so quality content is really what's going to make you stand out in a very noisy marketplace. So what I mean by that is we create that customized content for you, and I'll just explain what that is a little bit so you understand. So once we decide to work together, we will hop on the phone and we will discuss your business. We will look at your website if you have one. We will look at any of your social media accounts. If you have written any articles, if you've been published anywhere, if you have, you know, anything about your business that you want us to know about you, we want to know. And then my team of content creators goes in and creates content. So small bits of information, maybe a few sentences, maybe it's a paragraph or two about your business, about you, things like that. And then we brand it appropriately, right? So this is great content, but the thing that really stands out is it's specific to you. So nobody else on social media will have the same graph or will have that same piece of content, because we're creating it from scratch every day for you. So that's a really big indicator of what we do at Social RX. Is nothing is templated or boilerplated or looks or will be added to anybody else's social media out there. So very unique for you, particularly exactly how you need it and how you want to show up on media. And then once a month, we can do a 30-minute coaching call. And what that is we will hop on the phone, we can review the social media that you've had. We can look at the analytics if you're interested to see what types of posts do best with which demographic of people and things like that. Your social media accounts really do have a lot of analytics behind them. So there's tons of information that we can kind of dig in and look at. What we can also do is we can talk about the months coming up. So if there is a particular product you want to highlight, if there's something that you want to highlight about the company, anything like that, create that custom to go in that direction so that's a really great way to keep your social media exactly on point and marketing in the direction that you're interested in. A couple other things that we have with our product: your very own social media manager. So that means you will have the email of your social media manager, and even though we are creating content for you and you know, automatically scheduling it for you, when anything comes up that you see or you want to highlight or you'd love to be on your social media, you just send us an email and your social media manager will go ahead and create a piece of content around that for you to put in your content rotation. So that's really great for like last minute ideas, or if you see something you think would be cool that you want to share with your audience, right? Those type of things. And you have unlimited email support, so you can send your your social media manager as many emails as you want. We have no setup fees, and we have no long-term contracts. So we do month to month. We really just enjoy working with people who enjoy working with us. So that's how we roll. We try to keep it simple, efficient, and friendly. So we do all this for $299 a month, and it includes, just to review, no long-term contracts, customized content, no setup fees, your own social media manager, custom graphics, lead generation, email support, and a monthly strategy call, amongst the other few things down there. And if anybody has any questions and would like to get in touch and find out more information, here's my contact information, and I'm happy to speak with anybody. Thanks so much.
Perfect.
Back to you, John.
Fantastic. Susie, let me ask a couple of questions.
Yes.
Predominant audience that you work with, do you do business to consumer? If we've got a producer that works and he focuses on the business market, can you also do B2B so that you're business to business? Do you have experience in both areas? Can you speak to that a little?
Yep, we do. So we have a lot of, so we have law firms, we have mortgage professionals, we do a lot of brokerages and real estate professionals. And then we do a lot of like business consultants, coaches, things like that. So we have a wide range and a variety of the types of industries that we work with, because again, we take that time to get to know you and your business, and then we're able to create content because it's from your information that you're sharing with us.
Perfect. So next question I want to pose. I've got a producer that's new to social media.
Okay.
They've set up a Facebook page, they've got a LinkedIn profile, but they've never really done anything with it. They engage with you guys, you get them started. How long, as a rule of thumb, not a hard and fast number, but
Yeah.
how soon can they start expecting to see results? And what are the type of results they see? And is there any additional work on their end required as you're generating content and then creating some lead opportunities for them?
Great. Okay. Yes. So, but when we decide to work together and we start getting the nitty gritty on your business, then within 5 to 7 business days, that's when they can expect a set of sample content that they will then do to make sure that we have the branding and that we have the messaging right, and all of the look right. And then, so that's the first thing that they can expect, right? So in about a week, you'll get some sample content. As soon as you approve that, then we will start scheduling to your social media accounts right away. So that's that part of it. So if you're brand new and you don't have any audience yet, right? Brand new Facebook page, brand new LinkedIn. That's where we can use those 200 pages and we can start building your audience for you. One of the ways that we do that is if you have a list of contacts, right, either in a CRM, which I think if I remember, a CRM is becoming very important in the legal part of your business, right, in the financial world. So having a CRM with all those contacts, right, you share that with us, and then we can take those names and go onto LinkedIn, and those are the people that we can send those 200 messages to, those connection requests to, so we can build your LinkedIn audience, at least at first, with your warm market, which is a great market to build with, right, because they're going to be more receptive and happy to connect with you because they already know you, most likely. And so that can be done relatively quickly. Same with Facebook. I'm going to say relatively quickly, but you asked for more specific. So let's say on LinkedIn, if we were doing 200 messages a month, and you're part of that, right, as the owner of the LinkedIn profile, so I have 2 types of people. So there's some people that just want us to build their audience for them, and but the other type of person, there is an understanding that if you're going to be on social media, you should be social.
You should
right?
be social, exactly. Yep.
I mean, it's right now, it is quickly turned into, where we're networking now, right? So before,
Right.
to get away with, because if you still did your, I won't call it old school, but traditional networking, right, versus social media. But now, since not a lot of that is happening anymore, this is working. So it is worth the time that time maybe that you would have spent at a networking event, right? Or something like that, to now set aside to be social. And what that means is commenting on other people's content, accepting friend requests when people send them to you, write back a quick message, great to be connected. It's just that interaction that is still part of what you need to do. So, and that's really important. It's always important, but it's especially important when you're just starting out and because you're making those initial connections. So that is really important. As a full service social media company, we can do all kinds of things too, but this service that I just kind of went over with you is the entry level. And I just think it's really important that people do set aside, maybe that can be 30 minutes a day to go on LinkedIn. It doesn't have to be all day, and a lot of time. And also keep in mind that you're having this great content, right? So we set that foundation. So when you do send a friend request to somebody or a connection request, what they typically do is immediately go to your profile. There, it's set up professionally and has great content on it. So that's kind of the what you want people to see about you, right? That's where the positioning comes in. And that's where they decide if they want to stick around and hang out in your audience a little more to learn more about you. And so being social is going to help that happen, facilitate that longer term relationship. So as far as when you say results, are you saying like most people want leads, right? Or getting more business? That's kind of what we're thinking. I do like to set the expectations that social media is a longer term, right? It is going to take a little longer. That does not mean that you're not going to get somebody that just reaches out and says, hey, I need some life insurance, or I need a financial advisor. That does happen, but I like social media to be people to understand that it is more of kind of relationship building and network. And I always like to have people understand that they should, at the very minimum, stick with months of building and being social, great being posted before, not before anything happened, but that's just a great foundation to have built. And what typically happens is by then things have happened, people have reached out you haven't talked to in a really long time. You've made that connection. You may have already gotten some business from it, referrals from it. So, but 3 months is a base that I like people to at least expect if you're starting out brand new. Does that answer all those questions?
That perfectly answers those questions.
Okay.
And, I think about a lot of the coaching things we do here at Vision, because as an IMO, we're a little different and we're not product focused, but we're much more marketing focused. And
Okay.
I remember recently talking to a producer that had set up his own social media and he wanted to do it himself. And so he was putting some posts out there and we were having conversation. I asked him how his results were going. And he said, well, he says, I'm not getting any leads. So I went to look at his Facebook and his LinkedIn page, and people were commenting on his post. And so as I'm going through and having conversation with him, I'm asking this producer, I said, what's your follow-up process once somebody comments on your social media? Well, I never look at my page after I post something. And I just kind of laughed, and I'm like, well, you got somebody that's interested in what you posted. Are you not dropping them an instant message? Are you not doing something to do some type of engagement? And again, because it was new, and they didn't understand it, they didn't realize that was a lead opportunity. And that's where working with somebody like you and in these coaching calls can be so valuable, because you can help them take the blinders off and to see how to use social media as a social engagement tool to do that very important networking and building that relationship. Because we know statistically, out of all the consumers that are ever going to buy from you, only 1 to 3% of them are ready to buy right now. But the other that other 97 to 99% aren't going to buy today. But if you're continually in front of them, you've got a better opportunity to be remembered when they want to buy tomorrow. Exactly. And that's where having this regular presence that you guys bring to the table is so valuable.
Absolutely. Yep, exactly. And I do think it helps to let people know, or to say, it's networking. Just think of it as networking. It's just networking on the computer. Because a lot of people that have been in business for a while, they understand networking. like the face-to-face and the networking events and things like that. So I just call it the new way to network. And that
Right.
kind of it's a good analogy for people.
Yeah, and if you think of the financial services industry, those of you that are watching this video, this is relationship marketing in a very unique way, but it is a longer-term play, as Susie said. And I would encourage you to think into not just a 90-day strategy, but I would encourage you that if you're going to do this and you want to do this right, budget for a minimum of 6 months, preferably 9. But if you're not willing to do this for at least 6 months, I think you're going to end up not seeing the results you want, especially if you're brand new, because it's going to take a good 90 days of activity to get a following and for people to see that you are being consistent. When I first started blogging in this industry, I've been blogging for well over 3 years. And the first year that I was blogging, I didn't have a significant following, but I showed up every Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning, something went out. And then after a period of time, people began to see, oh, he's serious about this. And I had other posts that were going out during the week, just different engagement pieces, but my main content went out every Thursday. Now my list is fairly substantial and continuing to grow because of that consistency. And then as a result of that,
Right.
now people know me as an authority figure and an expert in that particular area. And it's opened up a tremendous number of opportunities for me. And it could do the same thing for you in your practice. And if you're looking to transition, as we teach here, how to become an authority figure and an expert, utilizing Susie and her team and the content they can help you develop around your unique value proposition, your curiosity statement, and the message you're looking to take to the market, they can help you uniquely brand that so you are seen as that expert, that go-to individual that come to the top of your mind when your clients are thinking, who can help me solve that problem? This is how you stay in front of them and they remember you so that when they are ready to raise their hand and say, I need help, you come to mind.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, Susie, anything else you want to add as we get ready to wrap up this particular episode?
I think that's it. Yeah, I would just, love to answer any questions anybody has and, help you build your online presence. That's
Absolutely.
what we do best.
Yep.
Yes.
And let me say to those of you that are listening to this, I was introduced to Susie by a friend that I've got to know, and Susie came very highly recommended. I have spoken to some folks that have used her content, and they speak very highly of what they do. So we don't just randomly bring people to you that we haven't taken a chance to check out. So let me encourage you to go visit their website. Send Susie an
Yep.
email or schedule a call to talk about what you're wanting to do in this particular arena. We've already got a lot of content here at Vision that we've developed that you've already got access to. And if not, you need to have a conversation with us that we can make available to you that can be personalized, that Susie can use in the programs that she's going to put together for you. And you've already got a kickstart to get some things going. So there are a
That's
number of things
fantastic.
that we're doing in the done for you space that she can now help plug into. As an example, our on-demand webinars that we have, consumer-focused webinars that drive people to hear an on-demand message that sets you up as that authority figure and expert. She can help drive the traffic to that and get people to watch those videos and then follow up and schedule with you for a strategy call as a result of hearing those messages. Some of the social media images that we put together for some of the various aspects, she can help you brand those and push those out, and then develop other content around that so that you are truly seen as the authority figure, the expert, the go-to individual in that area. So, Susie, I want to say thank you for taking some time to be with us today. And I know we're going to be back on another episode where we're going to talk about some of the things you do with virtual assistants. And I think that's a neat area. We're going to talk about that later. So if you missed that one, I want to make sure that you go back and catch our second episode that we're going to be recording and sharing with you later about how a virtual assistant can help you up-level your practice. But to get your social media out there and to make it sing, dance, and do something amazing for you, this is a great group to go to. So, Susie, thanks for being with
Wonderful.
us today. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. If you have questions, you can also reach out to us here at Vision Advisors. Our number is 1-800-505-8489. You can also go to our website, visionadvisorsinc.com, scroll to the bottom of the homepage, and you can schedule a strategy call with me or any of our business consultants, and we're happy to answer questions and then point you back to Susie and her team so they can help you get started. So on behalf of Social RX Agency and Vision Advisors, thanks for joining us and have a great day.